Welcome to Ante Up, XXL's podcast where the hip-hop and sports worlds collide. The XXL staff, along with key members of the hip-hop community, will be getting listeners caught up on all the major sports news from the past week and take a look at the upcoming games ahead. You'll never know who may stop by in this week's episode. This is hip-hop on a higher level.
XXL 22nd episode. It's good to be back. This is Manny.
This is Roger.
And we got a special guest here.
Yo, F.A.B Davis, Mistah F.A.B.
Nice. All the way from the Bay, the OG. So since you're from the Bay, we got to talk about
the greatest team on earth.
So, are you a little bit worried?
Not at all. Cavaliers went up 2-1 last year. We were able to fight back and battle back. You have to expect Oklahoma City winning a game, their first game at home. That crowd is exciting. That crowd is very vibrant. So to go out there, they play and feed off that energy out there. Those guys are a group of young guys that are gelling together, and they play great basketball. So we had to go out and expect them to get at least the first one out there. We even it up. We regained back home court advantage, and we continue to play the game, man.
Are you worried, obviously the game last night, are you worried about Draymond possibly getting a suspension off that, or what do you think?
I think the difficult thing with dealing with Draymond and how the league perceives him is they're trying to paint this picture of him as he's some thug or he's some bad guy, which every basketball team needs and every franchise needs. And I think they're trying their hardest to put him in the same shaping as what they used to do with Dennis Rodman. You know, he would be like our Dennis Rodman to the team, the utility guy, but the guy that's really one of the most key components in our team. But on the offset of that, him being just this bad guy moniker that they're trying to paint him as. The kick yesterday is nothing more than what Westbrook does every time he goes to the hole. It just so happened that, you know, the rivalry between him and Adams have been brewing, and now it's escalating, and they're trying to use this as the defining moment. I honestly don't feel like they should uphold a suspension, but if they do, it won't just be particularly for that incident. Right. It would be for the persona that they're projecting him to be. So that would definitely be a turning moment in the series if he's suspended, if that suspension is
I hope that does not happen.
That'll
just kill the whole series. Yeah,
that'll kill basketball. But our depth on that basketball team is very intensive, and someone else can come in and step up. You know, then without a Draymond Green, then we Harrison Barnes has to adhere to the calling. Sean Livingston has to come in. Iguodala has an ability to come out and go get you a 18 night, and basically be what Draymond Green would be missing. So we're a pretty deep team, man. You know, don't want to go without Dre, but I think in his absence, there are some players on that bench that can come in and still produce.
Absolutely.
So I'm watching the game, and I'm kind of shocked. The most shocking thing to me was that it felt like Warriors were so nonchalant. So I'm not sure that's a good thing or that's a bad thing, because let's say the Houston Rockets earlier this season, right? They won the game.
Before James Harden was laying on the side of the court with the towel kicked up.
Nigga was like, oh, all right. It was like that. And so I'm like, man, are we giving Warriors? I guess they earned the benefit of the doubt to be like, they're just like, okay, y'all got this one. Good, congratulations.
I mean, we beat them 28 last game. They came back, they matched the same, deficit. Our team is so resilient, and the strength in us resonates with our humility as well as just being calm through the storm. Like, okay, y'all got a good game. It's y'all core. Y'all shot great. Westbrook was like a robot. He wasn't missing. He was shooting great. The rejuvenation of not even just Cantor, the rejuvenation of Syracuse's Dion Waiters.
Oh, wow. I
was like, where did he come from? Like, who is this guy?
True.
Like, I haven't seen. He's going to the hole. He's a playmaker. He's dropping dimes. I'm like, where is this guy at? Like, where have you been? So, he played exceptionally well. Dion Waiters played exceptionally well. There's no way. There's three people in the league that there's nothing you can do that can stop them we have one of them. Cleveland Cavaliers has the other one, and Kevin Durant. You know, Kevin Durant is his own nemesis. So that guy's going to get his regardless, whatever you do. But that whole team played great. I mean, they were rebounding. Adams, Cantor. Westbrook is a rebounds. I don't know how he does it, but he's amazing. So they played great, man. I mean, to shoot 58 to 60% from the field the whole game, no one expects that.
Yeah.
You know, they were draining shots. Everyone was draining shots. Ibaka is draining shots. Yeah. So it was just one of those nights, man. They had a good game.
But you're not worried at all?
Not at all.
Like, you're not like, damn, this looking like, what if it goes to 7? Here's my prediction. If it goes to 6, Warriors got it. That means they split it. Right. But if they go to 7,
you still have to play in Oakland.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
We've only lost 3 games all year at home.
They beat the Spurs twice at home.
We've only lost 3 games all year at home. You look at a depleted Spurs in the playoffs when age comes into factor. When we look at a guy like Tony Parker, who's an ailing point guard, still one of the best point guards, but Wayne's very ailing. We look at Ginobili. We look at a David West. The youth and the sparks in the Spurs basketball team is through Leonard and Aldridge, but everybody else is 33 and plus. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, besides Green and Patty Mills, of course. But you look at those guys, and that's an older basketball team. And the tempo that OKC demonstrates, you can't play that tempo with those guys being that way. Pop wasn't able to transition that basketball game into turning it into a slow motion basketball game, a half court basketball game. They were running a full court game that whole series. And athleticism and youth push through that. When you deal with us, you're dealing with the same abilities that whatever you can do, we can do as well. You can go out and have a terrific shooter night, so can us. You can go out and have a dismal shooter night. Like last night, we displayed that we can have a dismal shooter night as well. Klay Thompson couldn't buy a bucket. Steph Curry was trying to get going, but I think he was very passive in the first half. And by the time that he decided that he wanted to go into babyface assassin mode, 25 points is a hard deficit to come back from. Yeah. And as we see, we seen Draymond miss 3 layups. We seen Harrison Barnes get missed dunks. Yeah. You know, so it was just one of those nights. But when you're dealing with 2 teams like this, it's exciting basketball. Yeah, and it's that kind of basketball that when you watch it, you don't know what to expect. We don't know what teams are going to show up. That's what makes it so dope to watch this NBA Finals, Western Conference Finals, because we have 2 teams on any given night can go out and be amazing. So if it goes 7, I'm still confident that it going 7 because you have to beat us in Oakland. Yeah. You know what I mean? Then at 6, we're still a strong team, man. There's no team that has beat us. That we haven't lost 2 games in a row all year.
Yeah, not yet. That's very,
you know what I'm saying? True. It's only one team that beat us twice this year, and that's Portland. Yeah. You know, Dame is so funny. He sent me a meme yesterday. Oh my God.
Really?
My phone.
That's one of my favorite players right now.
That was so funny. I called him like, okay, cuz you got one. That's how you feel.
He said it was a Warriors meme?
Oh, it was my face. And the meme, he was like, cuz I'm making this a meme out of you, cuz it was just crazy. It was like, cuz you look like you about to cry, cuz. Man, shout out to Dame, man. Dame Lillard, man, is
amazing.
I think for the rest of his career, he just has to have an honorary All-Star tag on him. Just based off the fact that they let Kobe Bryant, get in over him this year, man. Know what I mean? But I feel like he's one of the top 5 players in this league, man.
Without a doubt.
He's a monster.
Without a doubt.
Animal.
The way the Trailblazers literally just like
no one expected them to go to the playoffs.
No one. No. Not even this like ain't getting deep.
Not even the owner.
Yeah.
He was just like, hey, we're in the playoffs. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're in the second round.
Let all 4 starters walk, and it was just like, all right, Dame.
Nobody expected that, man. So, that guy, he represents Oakland in its entirety and everything that the city represents, and he's such a great guy, man. I wish nothing but the best and flourishing for his career. I think he has an opportunity right now to go get with the franchise, the Trailblazers franchise, if they could go get a Dwight Howard or a big man or something that could run the floor with him, I think you would see the rejuvenation of a Dwight Howard playing with a guard like that.
Agree.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody like that, and he's a perfect fit for that area. So, just to touch on that, but back to what we were saying, I'm just excited for great basketball. Regardless of that, there are a lot of people out there. There are a lot of biased fans who are already looking forward the finals. Like, yeah, man, when we get Cleveland, I'm like, yo, let's take these
let's
guys game at a time.
Yeah.
Let's take them a game at a time. And you don't want to, like I say, it's so hard for you to look past a guy like Kevin Durant. Even harder to look past a guy like Westbrook and the rest of the organization. And what Billy Donovan is doing is exceptional.
Yeah.
No one is giving him his credibility for coming from Florida to getting to the NBA and implementing and inoculating certain philosophies at collegiate level on the NBA level.
Yep.
That's a rarity in college coaches. A lot of coaches aren't able to make that transition and that jump, and they soon go back to the college level. Because for one, you can't deal with the players; their ego has expanded and expounded beyond belief. But he's doing a great job managing that group of guys.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to give Billy Donovan his credit for what they're doing, and it's going to be exciting basketball.
It's a battle, man.
I'm with Mr. F.A.B. I think this series is going to go probably Game 6 or 7, but Warriors. I think Warriors fans don't even need to worry about it.
Man, we just play basketball.
I'm not sure, man. I'm not
I don't
sure.
know, man.
I'm not sure. I'm watching it. I'm like,
Play basketball.
it
man,
can go, man. I mean, it's better than the fucking East. Like I watched the court in the East. I'm just
Nobody,
like, I'm
man.
good.
The East plays no one. Like I mean, but like I told people, and like he'll tell you, I said y'all could sleep on the Raptors if you want to. They're not going to get swept.
Nah.
you
You don't even
understand?
want one at least.
They're not going to get swept. The Raptors are actually a good basketball team. They're a bunch of young guys that can really play basketball.
When both these guys are on point, that's the
Kyle Lowry.
Yes.
I don't know where he was the first 2 games.
Man.
I don't know what he was doing.
He's taking a nap for the whole playoffs.
Like he's been, but he comes out a couple of games and he'll give you like
30.
the 35 he gave when he gave
Game
those
7,
guys 35.
Exactly.
Then he'll come out and he'll give you 30. He'll give you 27 and 10.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, his inconsistency is what gives turbulent feeling towards the Raptors and their whole organization and their franchise. And they're about a player short of being a real perennial basketball team that's something a threat.
Totally
but
agree.
if we talk about athlete versus athlete versus athlete, those guys can go out and compete with the best teams in the league. You know what I mean? If they play their game. DeMar DeRozan is special.
Oh,
Crazy
DeMar DeRozan is
beast.
a monster, man.
D is special.
He's a
Like,
monster.
you know what I'm saying? And so watching those guys play basketball, I don't want the Cavaliers to take the mentality like we're just going to toy with these guys, because you'll mess around and get caught up in a close game, and you know what I'm saying, and hey man,
and then it happens.
You know,
Who's that guy that came in for
That's why I'm watching the series.
Man.
He a wild dude, bro. He just be wild. He just be wanting to fight.
He had like
he
20 rebounds,
26.
0 points.
26.
Yo,
He just be wanting to
26
fight.
rebounds.
He's crazy. Like he just be running up the court and just like show
African
someone.
strong.
Yo, crazy.
What is Biombo?
Yeah.
20-year-old African. Just be.
He different strong.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
He give us free strong. I'm a stead looking little boy.
Bro, he almost fucked someone mid-court. You can tell he a wild dude because every time something happens, his teamates be like, "You need to fucking chill.
And nobody want to see him though. Nah, like he'll foul you and just
Tell him straight, look
give
at
us three.
He missed. They
Blood
missed.
Diamond's body looking at him.
They missed the call on him. They missed the call on him. He got mad. Kyrie was coming up the court, just threw an elbow at him. LeBron come in.
When
He don't care about nothing, bro. He like, dude, I was in a concentration camp my whole life. Y'all went to college. I went to concentration camp. Like he a real boy out there, bro.
That's a wild dude, man.
Oh
but
God,
I do want to see like a Cavs Warriors rematch. Like I do want to see that, because that's like a year later. Like, okay, no excuses now. Like I got my best, you got your best. Let's square up.
I think the road to perdition for us falls in. Last year, everyone said that we weren't who we are. They also said that the road to championship was definitely depleted due to injuries and other teams not having their best players. And the way the Spurs were put out, and we didn't have to play this team, and it was so many XYZs and whatever. So for us to come out this year and go 73-9, then get to the playoffs, meet a little adversity, and overcome that, I think if history repeats itself, the story lies in the churning of an NBA dynasty and the creation of a team to watch that will be studied for histories and times to come, because we are demonstrating what basketball is in 2016. This Warriors team has revolutionized the way the basketball game is being played on all levels.
Yep.
You know, when you go to AAU games and when you go watch these young kids play now, you got young kids pulling up from half court, and you're like, shut that, what are you doing? Like, coaches over there like, oh my God, Steph, what are you doing? So a lot of, you know, what we've done is we've revolutionized the way that basketball is being played. Small ball, young guys shooting the basketball, so that alone will go down in history's bookmarks of innovation in the ever-changing basketball game. You know, they're even thinking thoughts of implementing a four-pointer.
Yeah, right.
Like that's
wild.
crazy.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's dope, man, just to see. And for a person like me, like I've been a season ticket holder for 10 years, like on front row, like on the court. So I've went through dismal seasons.
Right.
I've went through watching Bimbo Coles be our leading point guard. Bimbo Coles, Muggsy Bogues, Victor Alexander. I watched us go get Todd Fuller over Kobe Bryant. I watched us get Andrew DeClerc. I watched us trade Chris Webber. I watched us trade Vince Carter. You know what I mean? These are things that I've seen these things, you know what I mean?
It was around the Baron Davis days.
Baron Davis. I love the Baron Davis days,
that
man.
whole 06, 07 team is crazy. Like the other day on Jump, what's the name of that show? It's some show on ESPN, The Jump. Is it The Jump? Something like that. But Steven Jackson was on there, and he was just like, Fab, you should have caught him. It was like, Mr. Fab, you should have caught him. And it was just crazy because me and Captain Jack, like, we would all hang out. Like, that team was that team definitely was a reflection of our city at the time.
Right.
Young guys, the hood, the NBA wants to call them the hoodlums, the guys, you know what I'm saying, that hung up. But man, that team was dope, man. So I've seen a lot of Warriors basketball, some highlights, some lowlights, some memories that I would hate to remember, you know, rekindling on our road. So I'm happy where we are now, man, and I think that passion is being it's dope to see the world talking about the Golden State Warriors.
Man.
2 questions. One, did you see the reaction when he said it online? He was like, "Fab, you should have called him. You should have called him."
Hilarious.
And then 2, were you there at the game when Baron Davis dunked on
For sure.
Bro, can you describe that game? Because I was
Carol
watching
Linko?
it, and I remember I ran out the house.
I ran on the court damn near. I almost jumped in the car. Like, oh my God! Oh my God! Then he did like, oh my God! Bro, I went crazy, bro. Bro, that was crazy, bro.
That's one of the best I've ever seen. I seen the Tracy dunk live.
Bro,
I seen Vince Carter over Alonzo Mourning.
Oh my
Baron Davis. What was it? Karolinko?
Karolinko.
Yeah.
That shit
was crazy, bro. It was like body to body. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you don't understand. You're 6'11", pencil body looking, long strap. Boy, bring that ass here, boy. Bro, he stretched out on me. I say, oh my God.
Bro,
that was crazy, bro. So, like, to see that, man, that was crazy, bro. That was oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah. That's when it was only 6 teams in the playoffs too, and there was like the 60, and they beat.
No, they were the 8 seed.
We were the 8 seed. We beat Dallas.
And
Don
Dallas.
Nelson had just finished coaching Dallas.
Yeah, we beat Dallas.
Yeah,
that was such a good series.
Dallas. And that whole series, I sat next to Mark Cuban, and he was so mad. He tried to get me threw out. I swear to God,
Really?
on my daughter, he was like,
shit.
he told the ushers like, "Yo, he's being disruptive." It was like,
Nah.
Nah,
You
It was
good.
like, that's our Spike Lee.
You're good.
It's like, nah, that's our Spike.
That
Nothing
team,
we can do about it.
That team played small ball too. Wasn't Steven Jackson at the 4? Who was
Steven at the 3.
Matt Barnes was on there.
Matt
too.
Barnes.
Matt Barnes.
We
Barnes.
had Baron Davis, Steven Jackson, Al Harrington.
Yeah, Al Harrington.
Love that
yes.
Harrington, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
That's pull up from anywhere.
Yeah.
Beedrins.
Yeah.
One year we had Jason Richardson.
You're right, yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Was it-
He was, yeah. Yo, they had
Troy
a
Murphy.
spot.
Troy Murphy. I wanted Troy Murphy on the net so bad.
Who else we had? Troy Murphy, Al Harrington, Matt Barnes.
Who's the
and
number
Baron
2?
Davis.
Was it
Monte Ellis.
Monte Ellis.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Monte Ellis
when was
with the
bucket
Warriors for a while,
season.
yeah.
Bucket season.
Come on, no
it was-
defense. Let's go. Come on.
We're not playing no D.
No defense over
We're
here.
going. We're just running. You want to run with me? Who want to run with me?
It was like
Bumble
Beatrice.
Clyde, you want to run with me?
Beatrice, get as much rebounds as you can. We
And
gonna
then,
run it up.
and then even I think Beatrice even led the league in field goal percentage that year.
Yeah.
He shot
They
like
were-
57, 58%
You're right.
from the field.
Man.
That was a good team, man. There's been questions: can that team beat this team? And in all honesty, no.
Nah.
They
I
were,
did read something. I was like, I
yeah,
forgot
they
who
were,
said
they
it.
were, they were physically tougher,
Yeah.
Right.
When you got Jackson and Barnes right
but
to 3 or 4.
athletically, and the science of basketball
Yeah.
of what we're able to do with this team, from shooting to defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think this team has the edge a little bit on
Yeah.
those guys, man.
I mean, Klay Thompson 6'7", all world defender.
Yeah.
Steven, you got Draymond Green, all world defender.
It would
Arguably top 10 player.
It would be exciting gym ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'd be that team you want to see and like, okay, I want to play against them. Like, you know what I mean? And to watch that, it would be some dope gym ball.
Yeah.
It would be dope. I wouldn't want to see it in an NBA setting. I would love to see it in like a Rutgers setting.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Where a street ball setting. I would want to see it like that. You
Yeah.
know, to watch it like so they could really be them. They could really play who
Exactly.
they are.
Yeah.
Then you could see who's a tougher team.
Exactly.
Right.
Steven Jackson with that shot.
sure.
remember?
Speaking on the physicality of the game back in the days, a lot of comparisons, obviously, of the Chicago Bulls, you know, that took the record 72-10, and then, you know, you got the 73-9 Warriors. Do you feel like those comparisons should be made, or do you feel like, you know, obviously a lot of people are saying, like the older folks are saying, like, nah, the Bulls would have destroyed this Warriors team, but you know, like the younger ones were like, nah, yo, Warriors.
It's a generational debate.
Right.
It's as when we were young and we were coming up and we would say that Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. And our old heads would be like, boy, Dr. J, boy, you don't know Dr. J, boy. You know what I'm saying? Or man, watch Will Chamberlain score 100 points. Will Chamberlain scored 80 points. You know what I'm saying? Boy, Will Chamberlain averaged 80 points. How you better than that? So it will be forever a generational debate. And these things occur throughout all genres of activities.
Right.
We talk about rap. There'll always be the great debate of who is better, Rakim or Big Daddy Kane. And then right after that, it was Pac and Biggie. Was Pac better than Rakim? Then it goes to, you know, it goes on. You know, you got Hove. Is Hove the greatest rapper ever? You know, where does Lil Wayne fit into these things? And I think when you ask different generations, you get different answers.
Yeah.
You ask someone over 40, they're going to say Rakim
Yeah.
or Big Daddy Kane. You know what I mean? Some might even say LL Cool J. You know, you ask that 35 and under, and you got to think the years are so it's so different.
10-year gap. Yeah.
It's the gaps is like okay, and I think it's even more less than 10. It'd be like 5. Like you got to think because 15 years old and 10 years old, you listen to different types of music.
Sure. Yeah.
So you ask a young guy, like I had a debate the other day in a barbershop, and this guy was like, man, Lil Wayne's the best rapper ever. And I was like, how? And he went on, so he's like, yo, Lil Wayne has 26 platinum singles, more than anybody, and he's done this, and he won't. I say, okay, I'm a Wayne fan, don't get me wrong. I felt like at a time, because I grew up in a Hot Boy era. So Wayne, I was a super Wayne fan. But you can't tell me that Lollipop and Go DJ being his biggest records can be put in the same conversation as Shed So Many Tears and My Ambitions as a Rider? And how does that music resonate to you personally?
Mm-hmm.
Are we saying commercial success?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, my favorite Jay-Z song is The Allure.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people sleep on that record because they, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jay is one of my, I think, the best.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Pac, we're not talking about Pac, but we talk about Jay. But when we say the best songs, I think The Allure was so dope
So
and
crazy.
so slept on. Like, people was like, The Allure, what song is that?
Like,
Like,
what
dude,
album?
You have to listen to The Allure and what he says on these records.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a debate to get back to the original question. Michael Jordan, the greatest ever, hands down. I think that goes without saying. But Steph Curry is pushing his run.
Yeah.
Like,
if he keep on going like this,
Another
bruh,
4 or 5 more years.
If he keep on going like
keeps
this,
it up
yeah.
for another 4, like you say, 4 to 5 years, how can you not? How can you not, bro? He's unstoppable, bro.
I mean, he's already changing the game.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
changed the
Already.
game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Of
LeBron
basketball.
LeBron is still playing too, which is like, I'd be like, yo, LeBron is like legit top 10 all time, and people are forgetting him because of Steph. Like, it's just like Steph is the most popular one right now, and
Yeah,
it's
for
like,
sure.
and it's so crazy. I just read this article. There was like, LeBron sneakers ain't selling that much, and he's supposed to get like $1 billion
He got $1 billion lifetime contract.
and they're like, hold on, brother.
My daughter don't want to wear nothing but Steph's.
Yeah.
I
That's
bought
how
her some
the youth
Jordans,
is, yeah.
and she was like, "What are these?"
It's crazy.
She's like, "I don't even know Jordan.
Yeah.
I never watched Jordan play. I don't even know if he was good or not."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Baby, these Jordans right here." What do you mean?
Exactly.
I don't care where I want the Steph Currys.
To me, I was like, I didn't even know Steph Curry had sneakers out. Like, I'm just like,
Oh, they huge where we at.
I'm like,
UA is like killing the game right in the sneaker game. Right?
Huge.
I'm like, they like Steph Curry start like messing up people's pockets. I'm like, hold
They're
up, brother.
huge where we're at, bro.
Yeah.
Like the Steph Curry shoes
Bro,
are retarded. Like, you can't get kid sizes at all.
that's
You
crazy.
can forget about it.
I
Like, the
did- like-
kids go crazy as Steph.
I knew he had a pair, but I honestly didn't know he had sneakers like that.
Nah,
Did they gross
sneakers
like
are
what, 14
selling.
billion this year?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
14 billion.
Huge stock in basketball. Because,
crazy.
you know, football, they got it on lockdown. But when it comes
got it
to
on lock-
basketball sneakers,
They have the top 3 MVPs. They
Yeah.
have Cam Newton.
the dude from the golf, or
They
what's
got
Jason
the golf
Speed?
speed.
Yeah.
They got the golf
Oh,
guy.
the golf, yeah,
Yeah.
he's a monster.
They got Steph. And I think they got Bryce Harper. Either.
Yeah, they do. They
I
have
think they got
Bryce
Bryce
Harper.
Harper.
I know I got Bryce Harper too.
Come
Yeah.
on, bro. They killing, bro. And
Bruh.
they offered KD 300. Nike came back and matched. Bro, you offering me 300 M's, bro. That's crazy, bro. 300 M's.
With ownership to the company.
With ownership, they offered
Hey.
300 M's. I said, damn.
And ownership. Oh,
Yeah,
you gotta write that.
ownership
That's
too.
crazy.
Yeah, that's game
Bro.
changing. Ownership. Oh, where's the fucking pen? Come
that
on.
was crazy, bro.
I know they
say,
got
ooh,
Bryce
I know-
Harper too. Bryce
Bryce
Harper about to get a
Harper.
$300 million baseball
He's
contract,
so cheesy right now.
bruh.
It ain't easy being cheesy, baby.
Bruh, that-
He cheesy right
That's
now.
the face of baseball. They're saying he may have the biggest contract in baseball history.
He is cheesy Weezy. I promise you, baby. For real. Real.
Fabian, you got ties to, speaking on baseball, you got ties to baseball. Tell us. You know?
CC Sabathia, a real close friend of mine. We do a lot of charity events together.
Nice.
In our cities. He's CC's a great guy, man. I'm talking about like beyond sports, beyond like just his humanitarian acts are so nonchalant in what he does. He'll just come up and be like, "Yo, here you go, like 20,000. Yo, just do whatever you want to do. Just send me the invoice or the receipt, man. You know, so I could do it." I mean, like, you just gave me 20,000. All right, like, you know what I'm saying, but you know, but he's always been like that. Like,
Oh, man.
even in high school and stuff like that, when he was projected to be one of who he is, he was projected to be who he is in high school. You gotta think this dude was like 16, 17, going 90 miles per hour, and they was like, check the birth certificate.
Yeah,
No way he's 16. No
How
way
tall
he's
is
13.
he? Was he still tall at that?
He's like,
that's a big man.
Like
That's a big man.
6'5" in high school, 6'5", 6'6".
CC's a bastard.
CC's that good guy, man. You know what I'm
man.
saying? Jimmy Rollins is my cousin.
Oh,
shit.
So that's a Hall of Famer.
Jim
Your
is,
family, your family, all
you know,
athletic, yo.
they're trying to say that Jimmy is not Hall of Fame.
He's a Hall of
What?
Famer.
That's crazy to me.
That's
Yo,
crazy.
when he was, listen, I'm a Mets fan. So,
Oh,
first of all, Rollins was on my, oh, man. We hated
they beat y'all that year, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hated
Bruh,
Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins has been great for like 15 years.
They're
Like,
trying- they're-
yo, he's
since
They're
no
trying
more.
to say that he's not a Hall of
Oh,
Famer.
come on.
Oh,
Fuck
that's
outta here.
crazy.
Based off his batting average and like his career batting averages. Well, like we had this debate, bro. I'm just like, bro, y'all seriously saying that Jim is not a Hall of Famer?
Jimmy Rollins, bro.
Like that's crazy to me, bro.
There's
Like we're talking about MVP, 12-time Golden Gloves. You know what I'm saying?
World Series winner.
World Series winner. Like one of the best base runners in the history of base running.
Brought Philly baseball back.
Like Philly was gone.
Yes.
Philly hadn't been nothing since like Lenny Dykstra or
I'm about to
something.
say, it was really,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are we being serious? So, like, for them to even say that he's not a first-time Hall of Fame, like, that's crazy to me. I'm just like, are y'all serious?
bro, he's a Hall of Fame. Like there's no Philly baseball with him.
Then when you look at his numbers in comparison to Hall of Famers, then you're like, I see what you're saying. But I'm a firm believer in, they say, you know, men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Mm-hmm.
But numbers don't always tell
Show everything.
the whole story. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there are certain things that analytically can't be detected because it's not tracked or traced by numbers. It's, the mentality of a batter being at bat saying, damn, I can't pull it. I can't hit that way because he right there. That changes the whole demeanor and your approach to that bat. But they're not saying that. You know, it's like when Dikembe would be in the paint and somebody's going to drive. You think about that like, this all you see, and you're like, nah, I'm not. Let me shoot this floater. Like that changes that changes your shot pattern and your thoughts. So, but that doesn't come up on the stat sheet. So I think Jimmy's impact to baseball has proved much more than what the numbers reflect. So when these guys are reviewing these things and when it comes time for him to be up, I think he should be a first time, first ballot.
Absolutely, 100%, man.
For sure.
100%.
I mean, yeah, like
Shit,
I grew up and I like as a baseball fan in general, like Jimmy Rollins was one of the first people I was like, bruh, this like as a brother, like look at this dude, like he's killing it.
And Jim's 5'9", bro.
Yeah.
Like this is you feel me?
I mean, like Ryan Howard got he got the cover of the game and shit. Some of the the spotlight, but Jimmy Rollins was the heart and soul of the team,
For
like
sure.
for
Yeah.
years. Like that
For
was to me
sure.
that was the face. It was him. What was the pitcher that was good for a little bit? What's it? Hamels.
Hamels. He had Hamels was on the. That's when they won the series. I
They
remember.
had that strong
They had
pitching
Hamill,
stride.
and they had
What the fuck?
Rob is it an S with an S?
I can't remember the guy.
Damn, I seen
They had
too. I'm looking at
look
it.
at same thing. They had a good.
Oh, Bob Welch looking ass dude. I can't even think of his name.
They had like a core group, but in the core, it was always Rollins
Man, you
as
got
the
me
captain.
looking on to look
I'm
this up
thinking
right
too.
now. Hold on, I
it
got
was.
to look this
I
up,
know it was
man.
Hamels. That's when he was good. They was like, oh, this kid is fire.
He was not. He won 17 games that year too. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
That's
Start with an S.
But I
Let's go.
can't. Jimmy Rollins got to be in the Hall of Fame.
It has to be, man.
Has to
be. Like it's just.
It's the impact that he made during his time
And
over
that's
there
what
in
I'm
Philly,
saying.
man. Like you said it, yeah.
Phillies are huge in Philadelphia, bro. Like it's crazy.
Oh yeah, the sport. I went to a game out there, and I was like, whoa.
It's real.
Yeah.
Like
Baseball is huge.
Don't wear a Mets jersey,
bro.
out there.
Don't get caught out there, man.
I definitely did that one time out there, and I was like, I regret that shit.
Yeah, they are Philly fans. That's just a great sports town. But who else is in your family? That's
Another guy that they trying to say not a Hall of Famer.
Ooh.
Real bloodline, probably one of the greatest running backs ever of NFL history.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt, his
Beast.
impact, beast mode.
Beast mode.
This the beast mode clothing right here. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? So Marshawn Lynch, man. the most misunderstood player ever in sports. And I think that's what they're judging him off of. It's not about what he did on the field. Like, they'll always be pissed off about him not opening up to them the way that they wanted to. And to me, that's funny because what does that have to do with him playing football?
Right. That has nothing to do with the football.
You know what I'm saying? What did that have to do with that? It's just like when Jim Brown, it was a new owner came in and took over the Cleveland Browns, and he didn't like Jim Brown. It was like, he was like, I don't care, you're not running this team like that, I'm running this team. And Jim Brown was just like, well, shit, I retire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not finna conform to what you want me to do. And what's so funny is Jim Brown has been a mentor to Marshawn, and one of the first things that he told him, he was like, dude, your job is to play football. You don't gotta let these people in your life. These people don't gotta know what's going on with you, what you got, you know, anything beyond football. Keep it like that, and you'll be able to get in and get out. And that's what he did, man. That was his
mindset.
That was his mind state. That was the philosophy. When he first was here in Buffalo, they made him seem like he was just this thug. He had ran into some troubles, you know, gun case, a couple other little cases. So they painted him as with this depiction of just this thug who plays football. Similar to how they did James for the Colts.
Oh, Edgerrin James. Yeah. For the boy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were just how they did the fast guy, Chris.
Which one?
For what's his name? Played for the Titans last year, I think. Super fast dude.
Chris Johnson?
Is it Johnson? It is
feel like
Johnson.
it's
Chris Johnson.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Johnson played for the Nets.
The Jets. Yeah, Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson. So they paint these guys, you know what I mean? You got to understand, man. We are who we are. We come from what we come from. Just because we play sports doesn't mean that we're not a part of these certain things. If it wasn't for sports, a lot of these guys that are in these leagues would be in the hood. You take a young guy that's 19, 20 years old, thrust him in the top of, for one, all of this money, all of this power, all of this influence, and you can't just expect him to say, okay, I'm just playing football. Your mentality is just like, yeah, I'm only a couple meals removed from top ramen. You know what I mean? So my mentality is still that of that street life. I'm still a part of that. So there isn't a development league for a lot of the transitioning, a lot of these guys that come from, you know, impoverished homes and areas like that. So it's hard to make that adjustment in the league. And you know, and my little cousin, like a lot of other people, struggled for them first couple of years. But during those struggles, the media made him seem like he was just way worse than what he actually was. So he was just like, I'm not talking to him no more. I don't have nothing to say to him. I'm playing football. I don't care. I'm just like he said, I'm just about that action, boss. I'm going to let my on-field performance do all the talking for me, and nothing else needs to be said. You know, fast forward years later, he's a Super Bowl winning running back, a prime time player when it came to the playoffs and when it was time to get busy, a 7-8 time 1,000-yard rusher, and his impact on football is beyond what the stats say. The motivation that he has uplifted the eyes of the youth of, you don't have to change. You don't have to be somebody else. Be yourself. If you doing something, just be the best at what you're doing. And what you do outside of that is nobody else's business. Go out and go enjoy your life. Go enjoy being the best of whatever it is. If you're an athlete, if you're a computer technician, if you're a water boy, whatever it is. but you don't have to change. And he symbolizes that. And that's to symbolize a symbol of hope for those who come from these desolate areas and those who come from these very judgmental places. And that's what he represents, man. And to me, that alone is worthy of entry into, to the Football Hall of Fame, man.
For sure.
And even if he doesn't get it, if that pass is not validated to us, he'll always be a Hall of Famer because what he was able to do from where we was from, from running in the middle of the street, racing with socks, barefoot, running around, just being badass little kids, to sticking to his dream, to going to college. You gotta think, he went to a college that we grew up thinking that we would never have no place at being. Cal Berkeley is 10 minutes away from our hood. So for us to be like, Cal Berkeley was just a place that we used to go up there and steal bikes and shit. So for him to say, man, I'm not going to go nowhere else. I'm going to come right here at home. I'm going to go to the college that we grew up down the street from. Then I'm going to go to the league. He made it to us, man. That's Hall of Fame to us.
Man.
Yeah.
Period.
Hell yeah.
And then financially, this is something even outside of sports. Financially, what he's been able to do with his money is another milestone because he still hasn't spent any of the money that he's got from football. Like, he's invested. He has a great investment team. He has some great financial advisors, and he hasn't touched the $50 million that football has given him. So he just makes money off endorsements, parties, the Beast Mode apparel, and other things that he's doing right now. He's gonna be a super mogul with or without football. And he lived like he broke. He still lived like, cuz, let me get like $10. Ooh, $10? Ooh, I don't got it right now. How much is them? Ooh, 40? Let me get the $15 ones. Like, that's how he is. Like, you be like, well, are you serious? Like, we'll go out to eat or go somewhere, and he'd be like, how much is the one? Oh, hell no, $60? No, man. Let me get the $25 one right there though, the one on the side of it. Yeah, that one's good. Be like, cuz you are a cheap asshole, bro. But that's just how he is, man. And you learn to love him, man. And it's a beauty because he shows us how to save money, how to keep things going, and he's a symbol of hope for us, man.
Nice.
Most definitely.
I follow him on Instagram, and he looks real comfortable right now. Do you think he doesn't come back to the league, or he's still deciding?
Nah, I don't think he comes back. We've had family talks about what he plans to do. That he would hate me if I out
Right.
what we were talking about. So I'll leave it at what it is now. He's retired. He's focused on the community things, opening up a few more stores, the franchise Beast Mode stores.
I like the franchise store. I read his the article that he had in the Undefeated.
Yeah, I assembled that. I put that together,
which
with
is really good.
With Lane actually did some great writing on that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't talk to her the whole time. Which is so funny.
Some of the scenes was funny because he was like, at one point, he's like, don't make us look bad. And I didn't know he was close with
That's our cousin, Josh.
I know Josh,
okay.
but I didn't know he was like, y'all were cool. What's that dude from
Marcus is that's like our little family.
Bruh.
We all in the same foundation. Like
okay.
Josh is Josh is my grandmother's nephew. Like, it's like some weird like family, like, you know what I'm saying? So, and then my mother and him are, my mother and Sean's mother are like real, we're my mother passed, but was super close, like family members. So we all grew up like at my big mama house in the same house. Like all, like Josh, not Marcus, because Marcus is much younger than us, but Sean, And Marcus is like, Marcus stayed in college. Marcus stayed with Sean. A lot of people didn't know that. He stayed when he was going to Washington. He stayed with Marshawn. So Sean has like cultivated him like baby beast mode, man. That's the juice man. MP is like, Marcus is nice too.
Yeah, he's
man.
nice as shit, man.
Like Marcus
got in the league.
nice.
Was
About the
balling.
interview, that's the only thing that we didn't like in that interview, in the undefeated interview,
Which one?
is the depiction of Marcus.
He was like, sip the Henny, hit the Henny or something?
It was just like, it made him seem like he was just around, like he was just the regular guy around. We're like, dude, this is the NFL's defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
This is possibly the second coming of a great cornerback in the league. Like, you know what I'm saying? A Darrell Revis, like what Marcus was able to do his first season was
crazy.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And what he's going to do for the rest of his career, fitting that he continues to keep his off the field efforts going and training and that regiment going. He's going to be one of the best cornerbacks ever. Yeah, I mean, he's nice. And I just felt like I don't think it resonated in Lane because she's not like a sports analyst. Like she's a writer. Right. She's a journalist. So she doesn't have a background in sports where she knows who guys are.
Like how big
or who a person is. And Marcus is so laid back that it's easy to confuse him from just being one of the homies that's around us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he sit back all day, hoodie on. He don't say much. He's just so like, with us, he's funny and he open up, but to people he don't know, he's just, it's like the second coming of Marshawn again. He's just laid back, chill. So I don't think she put two and two together that this was Marcus Peters. And so that was the only thing that we didn't like about that interview. But other than that, she did a great job on the interview.
Yeah. It was a fantastic read, especially for the first.
Yeah.
Because I've been following that site and like I'm like, yo, we need more media like this where it's just black focus, all that stuff. So I was reading, I was like, it's a good start. But what you got working on this year? What you got planned?
May 27th, man, I dropped the long-awaited project called Son of a Pimp 2, which is I dropped a project like 10 years ago. Called the prequel Son of a Pimp, where demographically it was it was that record that gave me the who I am. It made me like who I am. Like people, it gave me the ranking of this is the new guy, the new voice, the new spokesman for our area. Years later, of course, there's been several projects in between and several other things that I've done in between them. But years later, I wanted to do the follow-up to that album. Like, a person's first project is always some of their best material because it's their life up until that point. Everything that they've been through at that point. You still have your innocence. So rap is still fun to you. It's still, not saying that it's not fun now, but it's still innocent fun. You just want to do it. You want to go in the studio. You want to rap. The business and the politics and the upshifty of the industry hasn't affected you yet, so you don't worry about those things. So you give a carefree musical approach to that when you make those first projects. When I come with a project like this, I feel like everything that I've been through in my life and my career, my dark moments, my light moments, now I'm pushing that out there. I'm talking about the label difficulties, the industry woes, the politics that prevent certain people from being regional stars and nationwide stars to worldwide stars. And I'm encapsulating all of that in music, along with the friends that I've accumulated upon my journey in this game. So when you look at the album and you see Kendrick Lamar, Lupe Fiasco, Jadakiss, production from Pete Rock, production from Jake One, you like, who is this guy again? Like, why don't I know this guy? Like, he has the top tiers of the industry, of the music industry, and they're featuring on this album. They're doing production on this album. Why haven't I heard of this guy? To some guys, at home, I'm a household name. But to the rest of the nation, I'm still relatively just that local, that's dude from the Bay. I heard about him before, but not really too familiar with him. So with this music, what I wanted to do was I wanted to paint my journey, my vision, my voyage, along with those who are respected by the rest of the world, collectively, and identify with who I am. And hopefully that resonates with good music, which in my perception, I did. I put my best foot forth to make some good music. The only thing that I can hope for with this project is that it's respected by those who respect good art. I felt like if you take the Mona Lisa outside of the Louvre and you put it in the middle of, let's say you put it in the middle of Harlem, there are going to be some guys who, it's going to be some people who tag that picture, who write on that picture, who draw on that picture, who maybe even possibly rip down that picture because they don't respect art. They don't respect what that single picture symbolizes to the art world. That's how music fans are these days. I don't feel like there are projects that are being respected or looked at what it represents to the art world or to the music world, because so many fans, there's so many fair weather fans, and there's so many fans who have been flooded with everyone raps and flooded with so much music that they don't take time to appreciate the good music that still stands out. That we still have the Kendricks, we still have the J. Coles, and we still have these other artists who are getting the recognition for making that kind of art. But an independent artist like myself sometimes won't get that same look. So all I can ask is that it be respected by those who respect art, good art, because it's years of me putting real work into making this dope. So Son of a Pimp 2, available. I don't know when it's going to air, but it comes out May 27th.
This comes out Wednesday. So
okay,
Friday,
yeah. So May 27th. So this May 27th, which is this Friday.
This Friday.
It comes out Friday, and like I say, the collection of collaborations, and not just the collaborations, but my perspective of where I stand in my field of where I'm from an independent perception. The difference between this project is I'm an independent artist, but there hasn't been no buzz behind what Mistah F.A.B has been doing. There hasn't been a major budget. There hasn't been anything like that. And I'm still able to put together an album that makes even the highest industry reps say, who the hell did this album? Like, how does he have all of these guys on this project? I can't even do this for my artists, and I have a $2-3 million budget. So that's the beauty in it. My ability to persuade the masses with a Great Gatsby-like type approach to say, look where I come from. I didn't come from the major budgets. I didn't come from having a major buzz or major cosign, and I was still able to get your favorite rappers and your favorite producers to add to this project without having to spend anything. They did it all on the love of who I am as an individual and how I am as an artist, respecting the art. So this is a project for those who respect the art. And long as that, to me, I don't care if it sells a miraculous amount of numbers. I don't care if it sells 10 copies. All I want is those 10 people that bought it to be those people who actually respect art and say, I see what you did. I see what you're doing. And to me, that's the greatest relief, because we live in days nowadays where no one respects anything. And you can write the dopest article ever, and it'll be somebody that'll be like, dude, who gives a fuck about what are you talking about? Like, what are you doing? What are you talking? Like, yo, that's crazy. Like, I really put my heart into that project. Like, I really put my heart into this article that you're just going to disrespect it like that. But we have to understand the nature of the beast that we deal with these days. And in the music industry in 2016, the true characteristics of an artist can only be respected by those who understand those certain steps and elements of what it takes to be that artist. Just like what we were saying with, you have to understand what Jimmy Rollins did for baseball to understand that he's in Hall of Fame. You have to understand what Steph Curry has done with revolutionizing basketball to give him the unanimous MVP. And these are the certain things. As long as you respected by those who respect counts, that's all that matters with me, man.
Nice.
For real.
Nice. Well, man, thank you for coming out.
Oh,
Really
man, it's
appreciate
beautiful,
this.
man,
This
for
has been
sure.
a great talk.
Yes,
For
absolutely.
sure,
You
for
going
sure.
on tour for the album or?
In the fall, we're
Okay.
gonna go out. I'm putting together a nice little. I'm like a backpack. I'm too street to be backpack, too backpack to be street. So I just come in a different realm of things, man. So we're gonna see who I'm gonna go partner up with, man. Like one of the last tours I was able to go out with Grouch and Eli on like
Nice.
some underground hip hop stuff,
nice.
and then I went out with Snoop Dogg. So people was just like, "How the hell are you going? Like you're crossing those realms of rap." But I'm looking now to see who I'm going to go out with. But whatever it end up going, whatever happened, it's going to be great. Like the live performance and the show is crazy. So wish me luck.
We're gonna see you on tour out here.
For sure,
And
man.
video wise, I was gonna ask you, so Survive, did you drop the video?
No,
yet?
I didn't.
Okay.
We're gonna
'Cause
Kendrick
I see
is
everybody pimped out.
bro.
on it.
Kendrick is so crazy, like busy, like doing this stuff. Like I talked to him, he's like, "Bro, cousin, I love it, man. I want to be able to do it. I'm doing this. I got a tour, this African tour. I'm going out on the world. I'm finna be gone for damn near a year. His like tours like damn near for like a year. Like he's finna go out on a tour for like 7-8 months. So he's just been getting ready for that stuff. So what I might do from an artistic point of view, I might do like a crazy animation video. I have a close friend of mine that works for Pixar, and he's like, "Yo, Fab, I got ill idea for this record. Like we should do some animation type video. It'd be dope, and it's something different."
Right.
It would be more kind of similar to the Eminem's record Mosh. Remember when he did the video like that? So I don't know. I plan on doing some things like that. But the video, the first official video for this project is going to drop Thursday, and it's the single with me and Lil Boosie.
Okay.
Produced by I Am Sue.
Nice.
So it's kind of like that Juvenile High video where it's just the hood and
Nice.
you know, you got like the dope fiends, you got the kids, you got everybody in the neighborhood, and it's just one of those things called Up Until Then. And it's just basically the story of my life. Up until things flow over or crack into this music thing, I'm gonna be in the hood, man. I'm gonna be doing what I do, man. We recently opened up a clothing store.
Nice.
It's called the Dope Stop for my clothing line, called the Dope Era. It's a the Dope Era, and then we have this a subsidiary company called Creating Change, which my uncle is the founder of. And Creating Change is basically we're stealing, you know, the philosophy, not stealing, but borrowing and being heavily influenced from the philosophy of Gandhi of in order to, you know, if you want to see the change in the world, you must, you know, the change must come from you. And so I totally messed that quote up. It's, what is it? To be the change in the, you have to be the change that you want to see in the world. So what Creating Change is doing is saying, look where we come from. We don't always have to be that. We don't have to repeat the cycle. We don't have to say, oh yeah, you got to sell drugs to be a real nigga. Oh, you don't got a gun, you don't got a felony, you're not a real nigga. We're creating change. Smart is the new gangster. Gangster's the new, you know what I'm saying? Smart is the new gangster. Where education is now what's dope. That's what's respected to me. My my little young homeboy, Itunde, has 2 years ago got accepted to all Ivy League schools, graduated from high school with a 5.0, like crazy.
Wow.
To me, that's gangster. Like, so we embraced him like, dude, if there's anything that you need, let us know. You don't have to worry about no struggle, no bills, no nothing like that, for real. Like, anything you need, like, come to us. We're like, yo, man, my books cost this, here.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what Creating Change is about. We're on the front line. Like, once a month, we take kids to, like, monster truck events, Marine World, like, and this all coming out of like his pocket, like, you know what I mean? Like, Neff, I need this one. Come on, let's do it. It's for the kids. So Creating Change is something that I want to see in all communities. I want to see all the OGs start being like the old school Big Brother programs. Like, go sponsor you a young guy. Go take somebody in the hood that you take a liking to, one of these young guys, and bring him in. Give him some initiatives to want to do good, some incentives to want to do good. Yo, I'll give you $50 for every A you get.
Nice.
$20, $25 for every B you get. And see if he can improve. See if he can meet those requirements. You know what I mean? Like, let's start giving these guys, my OGs, where I was from and where we were at, they would rather give you a bundle than give you a book. Nigga be like, oh, little nigga, you out here? All right, take this dope. Won't bring me back this. It was certain selected sums that would be like, man, get off this corner. This ain't for you. Stay in them books. And then was the guys that I respect now. And the guys that were influencing the young guys with corruption and the defamation of their character as being a young, innocent guy, stripping their innocence, those dudes is either dead, they in jail, or they dope fiends now. Because they didn't respect the game. And the game is, you don't never want to see somebody who's innocent, who don't belong in this game. Why give them a hand up? Why give them a layup in this game? You don't never want them to get in this game. This game is it's demonic. It's treacherous, man. Like, my brother is doing 107 years in jail. You know what I mean? And his biggest thing, one thing I respect about him, even though we bump heads and we go through whatever it is, one thing that I respect about him is through letters of him writing me and through times of me being raised by him through behind those bars, he never once wanted me to be in the streets. His biggest fear was me being in the streets. It was always, bruh, please don't do what I did. Do something with yourself, please. And I always respect him for that. So I say to all of the big homies, the rappers, the athletes, let's go back into these neighborhoods and grab these little kids that we see are on the paths of destruction and on the roads of destruction, and let's create some change. Let's give them some incentives and something to look forward to other than when the next time they go into jail or the next time they go into a funeral. You know what I mean? And that's what creating change is all about. And that's what the colon line, the dope era is all about, because we come from the dope era. And dope era, the acronym, I'll wrap it up. Dope era is the acronym is during oppression, people evolve and everyone rises above. And the dope era was the time where in the 80s and the 90s, cats was really getting money. But we were getting money due to being oppressed, and we was tired of being poor. We was tired of struggling. We was tired of watching our moms go out and either be on drugs or working 3-4 jobs just to stay next to somebody who's never worked a day in their life. So through fashion, we're rekindling that same ideology of just throwing things out, things that may be a remembrance of the dope era, like certain symbols and certain sayings, and we're just creating it again, man. And that's the beauty of it. We opened the store right in our neighborhood, right on the corner where I grew up doing other things. Opened it right there, and that's the beauty of it, man. Coming back from the hood, you used to be able to. The philosophy used to be get money and get out the hood. Now let's get money and come back to the hood, because gentrification is worldwide. You look at what's going on in Brooklyn, you look at what's going on in Detroit, you look what's going on in all of these other cities where gentrification is taking its toll on inner city development. And they're sending more funds that's allocated for those from the inner city to those who are now moving into the inner city. And they're destroying all of our possibilities and opportunities for these young guys to forward advance without doing negligence. So we have to come back and put our monies back into the neighborhoods to make an impression and an imprint that makes a difference. So that's that, man. I appreciate y'all guys.
That was great,
thank
man.
you, man. That's real. That's
Love
real
what
shit.
you're doing out here, man.
That's real shit. But thank you, man. Seriously.
No, for real. Thank you.
Great,
It's been great, man.
Raj, I appreciate you, man, for sure.
Yo, thank you.
Man. Well, this is Manny.
That was Roger.
Mr. Fab.
We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.